With Borderlands 4 being announced just a few weeks ago, it got me thinking about what the Ultimate Borderlands game would look like. So, in order to find out what the Ultimate Borderlands game would look like, we have to look at each game's skill trees, loot mechanics, gameplay systems, atmosphere, and graphics to narrow down the best that every game has to offer. Then, put them together into one Ultimate Borderlands game. First, we'll start with what Borderlands is known for: loot. Loot in Borderlands is a touchy subject, because you have your Borderlands 1 and 2 purists who love the parts systems, and then you have the rest of the player base who might not even know that parts existed.
You serious?
And for that reason, I feel like bringing in the Borderlands 2 style of looting would be fine, as the hardcore fans get to farm to their heart's content and min-max their builds to the fullest potential, while casual players would still get the occasional legendary and be satisfied with it. Oh yeah, and because we're talking about loot, we have to talk about drop rates. You see, in Borderlands 1 and 2, getting legendaries felt special because they were actually rare, unlike in this game. So, it's only smart to put Borderlands 2's drop rates in as a result, because too much of a good thing really is a bad thing. Now, I want to take a look at each game's skill tree design.
I cannot hold it in anymore. I just wanna...
The Borderlands 1 skill trees are far too bland. Borderlands 2 skill trees are good, but too basic. So, I think we have to go with the Borderlands 3 style of skill trees, as augments and multiple action skills kept the gameplay fresh and, most importantly, added to the replayability of each character. But I'd like to propose a new mechanic to not only you, but to Gearbox as well. In Borderlands 3, a 4 skill tree was added in DLC 5 for every character in the game. And in Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, you were able to dual class, which meant that you could use 2 different classes' skill trees on one character. Which, in my opinion, was super underrated, as the replayability skyrocketed as a result. So, in the Ultimate Borderlands game, I'd like to add a hybrid of the 2 systems. It would go a little something like this. When you hit level cap on your character, a 4th skill tree would unlock and let you choose one of the 3 trees of any other character in turn, making some of the greatest and most diverse builds we've ever seen in the franchise. This would, in my opinion, make most if not all players happy, as they have fully fledged skill trees unlike the half-baked Wonderlands trees, but they will also have the flexibility of adding another and becoming even more powerful than ever before. Moving on to gameplay mechanics.
Parkour!
We have to figure out which game has the best movement, gunplay, and level design. Most people will hate me for this, but Borderlands 1 has the worst of all 3, so it's out on this one. That leaves Borderlands 2, the pre-sequel, and 3. In my opinion, Borderlands 3's movement will be perfect, as Borderlands 3 added mantling, sliding, and slamming into one game, making the game feel way better than previous titles. Borderlands 3 also has the best gunplay of any game to date, so that will also move forward into the Ultimate Borderlands. Now, on to level design. This could realistically be Borderlands 2 or Borderlands 3, but in my opinion, Borderlands 2's landscapes and level design were such a perfect fit for the Borderlands tone, and that's why we'll have Borderlands 2 level design in the Ultimate game. Now, I'd like to talk about gameplay systems. The first system I'd like to bring in the Ultimate Borderlands game is weapon proficiencies from Borderlands 1, as they only added a positive to your character and made using certain weapon classes more lucrative, as leveling a certain weapon class granted buffs like increased damage and accuracy, therefore giving players a reason to use other weapons and not just the OP one that dropped months ago and haven't stopped using. The next system I'd like to bring is the Grinder from the pre-sequel. Yes, it wasn't the most amazing thing, but it was fun throwing guns in and seeing what you could get. Another system I'd like to bring back is OP levels from Borderlands 2. As Mayhem mode from Borderlands 3 was great, but it requires refarming most of your gear multiple times, so it just becomes frustrating more than anything. But with OP levels, it really just depends on how powerful your build is, so we're taking OP levels. The fourth gameplay system I'd like to bring to the game is takedowns from Borderlands 3, as they made the endgame in Borderlands 3 so much better to play and contain the perfect amount of challenge and build testing elements that it would be crazy to not bring them back. Last but not least, I know you've all been waiting for it, raid bosses. These staples of the Borderlands franchise are one of the most unanimously loved parts of the Borderlands games, and I'd be doing the fans a disservice if I didn't put them in. The Borderlands art style is something that many people have fallen in love with over the years, and with the recent entries into the series, I think some of the charm was lost. So I have no choice but to choose the Borderlands style of graphics for the Ultimate Borderlands game.
That hat makes you look like a girl.
Am I a pretty girl?
Not only the graphics though, we're also bringing the Borderlands 2 music and atmosphere as well, because without those core components, the Borderlands 2 world wouldn't have felt the same. Now, let's see what the ultimate Borderlands would have all together. Borderlands 2 style of looting, Borderlands 2 drop rates, Borderlands 3 style skill trees with interchangeable 4th tree, Borderlands 3 movement, Borderlands 3 gunplay, Borderlands 2 level design, Borderlands 1 weapon proficiencies, the pre-sequel's grinder, Borderlands 2's OP levels, Borderlands 3's takedowns, Borderlands 2's raid bosses, Borderlands 2's art style, Borderlands 2's music, and Borderlands 2's atmosphere. That is my ultimate Borderlands game. Did I nail it, or did I fall flat on my face? Let me know in the comments below, and if you've enjoyed this video, give it a like and consider subbing. It helps me out a ton. Also, shout out to my channel members, Jayus and Neverless Raven. Now with that all out of the way, I love y'all, hope you have a good day, see you in the next one, goodbye.